stitchy friends. Happy New Year, 2026. I cannot believe it. I still remember like Y2K and what a big deal that was in 2000. So, wow, I am blessed to have had a lot of New Years, but I hope your New Year has started off well. I love New Year's. I love the thoughts that come with it of, I don't know, just a restart, a refresh, even though it's only a few days from 2025. And I don't know, there's something about it that's just like a brand new restart for me. And I think for a lot of people. So every year I like to use this time of year to go through all my WIPs and just take them out, because I don't get to touch them all every year, but like to take them out and look at them and remember where I was at. And I don't know, it's just like a reset for me. So I like to do a WIP parade at the beginning of the year, and this is also like a stitchy journal for me, so I can look back at my stitching journey throughout the years. I really enjoy it. So I hope you guys are doing well. Let's do just like maybe 5 minutes of catch up. What's been going on with me? Then I'm going to do the giveaways from the last video, and then we'll get into my WIP parade. I have 39 WIPs. I've taken the patterns out. I've got them all pressed and ready to share. I've got my screen over here with the information so I can share it on fabric and count. Yeah, so let's get started. So 2025 was a mix of a great year and a hard year, probably for a lot of you, right? Highlights of the year, I would say, was getting engaged. Me and Matt got engaged. We're planning on getting married this October. And a lot of good family time. We had, recitals and concerts and plays and just a lot of good family holiday time. We had cookie day at my sister Megan's. And that's just one of my favorite days of the year because the kids get so excited to make cookies, and we decorate them all and then, just spend the whole day together. We went to Frankenmuth like we always do every year, and that was wonderful. Just a lot of blessings. Thanksgiving was amazing. My sister and my brother-in-law always put on just the best Thanksgiving, tons of food, and so feeling very, very blessed. A couple of the hard things from last year, I lost my sweet dog, Maggie May, and I lost my grandma. And those stick with you, right? But I know they're in a better place. And so yeah, I'm ready to see what 2026 brings. Hopefully more stitching, which is, I bet you are all hoping for more stitching. So the last couple of months have been very, very busy for me. Initially, I had planned to come back in November, but a friend of ours, a friend of me and Matt's, he and his workers, he's got like maybe 20, 25 people that work there. They were having business trouble. And I'm an engineer. Matt's an engineer. So I talked with Matt and I talked with our friend, and I made a decision to spend time in my evenings after I get home from my regular job helping out. So I did a lot of that, and I'm really glad. They're a good bunch of people, and I really hope it makes a difference. So for 2026, I'm hoping it's a little less busy. I don't know though. Me and Matt have some really exciting stuff in the works, career-wise. So we'll see where that leads. But for now, I'd like to get some stitching done. So let's get started with the giveaway from October. Sorry to you folks who've been just waiting for this to happen. I was going to give away 4 patterns. The first one is by Brenda Gervais, and it's Quaker Sewing Tray. Kind of like that. I just think that's really, really pretty. So many things you can do with this, so many possibilities. And the winner for this is Owl Bee Stitching. So congratulations. I will put my Gmail address in the drop-down box below. Send me an email and I will get this out in the mail to you. I hope you enjoy it. Next was Plum Street Samplers Tomato Hill. My favorite part of this pattern is definitely the little cat. So much fun. Plum Street, you can't go wrong. Their patterns are always so beautiful. And the winner of this is Lynette Ernbaugh, 8897. So congratulations, Lynette. Again, just reach out to me via my email, my Gmail address below, and I'll get it in the mail to you. Okay, this one, I think I pronounced it. I do not know how to pronounce this. I'm going to say Eulogy by Satsuma Street. I think this one would be fun for Easter. I've been trying to build up an Easter tree. I've got some ornaments that I put on it, and these just are so Eastery to me. Such a fun pattern. I love Satsuma Street and their color usage. The winner for this is Stitching is Elementary. So again, get a hold of me on my email address. I will get it out and mail to you. And lastly, we have Tiny Tidings by Lizzie Kate. These are just so much fun. I absolutely love her Tiny Tidings. I actually bought a couple of past Tiny Tidings and did some stitching in December, finished some ornaments, and so that was fun. So the winner of this is Julie W1139. So congratulations, ladies. Just get a hold of me. I'll get it out into the mail, and thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. It's been a very, very busy time frame for me over here. Okay, so let's talk WIPs. I love this time of year. I love to take my WIPs out. And, you know, probably like for anyone who has a large number of WIPs, you can only probably touch so many in a year. Maybe some people are lucky enough and they can get to them all. With my 39, I didn't get to all of them. And I did get quite a bit of stitching done on some of them. So I like to take them out. I like to just remember when I started them and give them a good press, and it gets me excited to stitch on them again. So this WIP Parade is for my stitchy journey as well, right? Like this is a stitching journal for me in a matter of speaking. And so thank you for spending some time with me to share it. I'm excited. Okay, so let's start. Number 1 is by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. This is Hester's Special Delivery. The color usage in this, aren't those threads just delicious? I absolutely love the variegation in them. They are a combination of Gentle Arts, Classic Colorworks, and Weeks Dye Works. But I just was so drawn to this. I love bunnies, but just that brilliant color pattern, I absolutely love it. So I'm really, really excited to get back to this one. I stitched this on, or I'm stitching it on 36 count Mayflower by Fox and Rabbit. And I should say now, all of my stitching, with the exception of the bookmark that I'm going to get to, and A Kiss for Snowman, is 2/2. I like the puffy stitches. I like the coverage of 2/2. It makes me happy. So I'm going to put this behind it. Let me show you where I'm at. Here's where I got to. Isn't that pretty? Look at the variegation on that bunny fur. I love it so much. It's just beautiful. It's fun to stitch on. I'm getting really excited. You know, I'm a big seasonal stitcher, and so this one just calls to me as soon as it turns springy. I just want to get back to this one. So I'm excited. A little bit more to go, and I think I can get that one done. And I say this every year, but I would really like to focus on these WIPs this year. You know, I see the new shiny things and I start them, and that's all great. It's all part of the fun for me. You know, it doesn't bother me that I have 39 WIPs. But then when I go back and look at these, I'm like, oh, I want to stitch on this one too. I miss this. So let me pause 1 second. I'm going to grab my board. I am back. This will make it much easier for me to show my pieces. Next is Ellen Barber. I absolutely love this one. This is by Hand Across the Sea. What drew me to this is just all the colors. I just think this little girl was having a blast. She saw all these threads with all these colors and said, I'm going to use them. Oh, so I absolutely love it. It's not a big sampler. I just love the color in it. So again, another one I'm super excited to get back to. I am stitching mine on, again, 36 count Mayflower by Fox and Rabbit, 2/2. And let me show you where I'm at. Oh, I just love it. Absolutely love it. Look how bright and cheerful that is. I just think that's adorable. I want to put it in like a bright teal frame. So pretty. Just, I love it. And you know, just such a reminder to me, I follow these patterns and make, you know, you can make beautiful pieces of art, but like these girls just, you know, made it up as they went along, or had a teacher who was just inspiring them to do their patterns and put their names on them. I just love the history behind samplers. I think that's so cool. So that's going to be a fun one to get back to. Next is a study in pink. This is my only Artsy Housewife, the Artsy Housewife pattern. She's got a lot of beautiful patterns, but this one with the pink butterfly, I just think that's absolutely stunning. So realistic looking. Ooh, so pretty. Another one, and I'm going to stop saying, I want to get back to. I am stitching this one on 36 count latte by Fiber on a Whim. And again, it is 2/2. And here is where I got to. Isn't that pretty? I love how the colors pop on this lighter fabric. And I really do enjoy stitching on this one because even though it looks like confetti, like it looks like so many colors, they're just big chunks of color, you know, so very easy to follow the pattern and very satisfying just to fill up the big area and see how it works with the rest of the colors. I love it. Again, another one I want to get back to. So pretty. Okay, next I just need to finish this one. I mean, it's been lingering. I don't know what my problem is. This is Spring Awakens by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. Again, this is one that calls to me during spring bunny season. I can't get over that robin in a basket going for a ride. It just, oh, as soon as I saw this, I had to have it. And I am close on this one. I don't know why I can't just finish it off. Okay, this one is on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha. And let me show you where I am. Isn't that adorable? So I literally just have the rest of this border, a couple little bee doodads and the beak and the eye. This one's getting finished this year. You guys have the right to yell at me if I don't get this finished this year. It's funny how some patterns, like this one, and I'm going to show you Penny Pumpkin, I get so far and then it's just the little bit at the end. I gotta bring it home. So yeah, this one's on the list for sure. So adorable. Okay. Next is Christmas Advent. This one is by Crochet A Go-Go. I will insert a picture here. That's a better view of it. Isn't that beautiful? Me and my sister started this one together, Melissa, the Snow Day Stitcher on Instagram. And she is much farther along than me, but I'm determined to finish it. And this is one of those fun ones where it's like a little block, a little motif, so you can feel like the finish, even though it's a large piece, for me anyway. And I am stitching this on 32 count raw, 2/2. Isn't that pretty? I love the colors in this. That gingerbread house just got me. I could not wait to get to that one. And the ornament and the angel, just beautiful. Such a pretty pattern. I got us both matching Christmas campers because her and her family are big campers. I love that one. So again, another one I just need to get back to. So cute, so pretty. I love the use of the soft colors on that one. Yeah. Okay, here is another one. I just need to, you know, finish. Pine Tree Santa. This is part of the Northwood Santas collection from Mill Hill. And I got a bunch of these. I fell in love with the Santa series. And I stitched up my first one. So much fun. I love stitching on the paper. But then when it came time to do the beads, I was like, And I'm sure I'm going to love how it looks when it's done. It's just, you know, I had so little stitching time that I just wanted to stitch. I didn't want to do beads, but I'm gonna do beads this year. This is another one I have no excuse to not get done this year. So this is where he is at. He is fully stitched. Look at these bunnies down here. They're so cute. Absolutely love these bunnies. That's why I decided to do this one first. He is fully stitched. Stitching on this kit paper was lovely. I had so much fun. The two parts that I'm dragging my feet on is number one, the beads, and then doing the intricate cutting out of the pattern from the perforated paper. So I'm gonna do it. Gonna do it this year. And I think he'll be really, really sweet on my tree next Christmas. Okay, next is Farm Fresh series. So I have an Easter tree. I've showed it in some of my earlier videos, and it's nothing special. It's just like a topiary tree, you know, but it's fake. And I like to hang, like on Valentine's Day, I hang little hearts from it, and then in the spring I hang ornaments that I've been working on. Do I have one of them up there? I don't think I have my one Easter ornament up there. But I did the, trying to remember, Just Hatched by Prairie Schooler. And then I saw that there was another pattern just like it, Farm Fresh. And I finished this one last year, the bunny, and I started on the family of ducks. Aren't those so cute? I want to do all 4 of these. There's not one that I don't love on this one. I just think they're adorable. So I am stitching mine on 18 count white Aida. This would be 1/1. I'm sorry, 2/1. 2 threads over 1 fabric thread. And here is where I got to. Isn't that adorable? I love the flowers. I love the duckies. Fun stitch. I have to say, I do love stitching on Aida. The holes are just so clear to the eyes. So easy to stitch on it. And I have big plans just to have a whole Easter tree full of these egg-shaped ornaments. I think that would be so much fun. Okay, next, Star Village. This one is one I restarted. So I started it, I can't remember what fabric I started on, but I wasn't thrilled with it. So I went ahead and got the called for fabric, and the called for fabric was 35 count aged saffron Dames of the Needle. And I love the color, it's beautiful. Here's the pattern. And I am stitching it 2/2. Aren't those houses amazing? The color usage in this one is what drew me to it. I do love stitching a house, but I absolutely love the colors in this. Now I'm not thrilled with this tree over here. I don't know what kind of tree that's supposed to be, but I might take a couple of these pine trees and just move them over here, or maybe like move the moon over here and just no tree. I love it. This is a big piece though, big, big, big. Let me show you where I'm at. So I restarted, I started in the bottom left and did as much grass as I had to do to find my way to the house because I really love stitching houses. Okay, and here is where I got to. Aren't those colors beautiful? I have to say, even the colors in the grass, this is Tiger Lily from Weeks Dye Works down here with all of that variegation in it, and the blues. So I am excited to stitch on this piece. Like I said though, it is a pretty big piece. So it'll be a labor of love that'll probably be in my WIP list for the next 7 years. It's totally fine. Okay, this is another one, you guys. If I don't finish this year, Matt's gonna have a mutiny. Matt loves the Cubs, the Chicago Cubs. And I started this one, let's see, I started this one in the summer of 2023. And he has been patiently waiting for it. This is by Stitcher Universe, and it's a PDF download from Etsy. And when you do the PDF download, you can do a 50 by 50, a 75 by 75, 100 by 100, so you have some options. I did 75 by 75, and on 32 count white, that's gonna make it fit nicely in a 8-inch square frame. So I have to finish this year. And I just left it in the hoop because I'm gonna be working on it. Here is where I am. And it is a fun stitch, you know. It's not the most exciting pattern for me. I'm a Detroit Tigers fan, but it's just like the fill-in, right? So what I typically do is I just stitch, you know, a bunch of the outline, and then I can just sit there if I'm talking to friends or watching TV. Like me and my girlfriends are gonna have a craft night in a couple weeks, and I'm gonna get some outlining done so that I can just sit and stitch and not have to look at the pattern. And I will gift this to my sweet Matthew this year. Very patient. Okay, next is Verano. I love Verano by Satsuma Street. My very favorite part of Satsuma Street, as I'm sure for a lot of people, is just the brilliant use of color. It just pops. It just makes me want to smile when I see beautiful, beautiful colors like this on fabric. So I was so drawn to this one, the bird with the big eyeball and the sun. I just think this is so gorgeous. And this variegated thread in here is DMC, variegated DMC, which bravo, they've done a wonderful job. It's so pretty. So this is another one I really want to get back to. I am stitching mine on 32 count white. I started this one in January of 2023, so it's been a while. And here's where I got to. So I did some outlining. These are little ladybugs that are going to fit in here. I had to do that bird first. That bird is what, I saw that pattern with that bird. I'm like, must purchase, click. Had to have it. It's just such a fun stitch. Again, this is one that's going to just have to be on my wall up here in a super colorful frame. And I should mention before, I don't know that I did, this angel right here, right above my head, that is by Teresa Kogut, and it's called Pray. And I stitched that for my grandmother who passed away, and she had it right up next to her TV, and she would tell me she looked at it every night. So I love that one. Every time I see it in the background, it's just so pretty. So pretty. Okay, next one. I was lucky enough to go to StitchCon 2025. That was another highlight of 2025. StitchCon 2025, meeting friends that I've known for years on the internet, you know, and seeing them in person, giving them a hug, seeing everyone's beautiful stitching. It was a blast. And one of the fun things me and my sister Melissa got to do was go to Keepsakes on the Stitchy Bus. And this was my purchase at Keepsakes by Little House Needleworks. Around the World in 80 Days. This is such a beautiful piece, but the way they had it in the shop is this Around the World in 80 Days was replaced by an alphabet, and I just loved it. So I purchased it and kitted it there and started it at the StitchCon table. So June of last year. I am stitching this one on 32 count American Chestnut, which I don't know what it is about this fabric, but this fabric smells so good. Their dyeing process, I don't know, it smells so good. I'm a weird sniffer. Every time I take it out, I'm like, okay, and like I said, I started this in June 2025, and here's where I am. Little sheep. I love it. I love the house. Started with the house immediately. It's just so pretty. I love that summer scene. And then this is a needle minder from my friend Janet that I sat with at StitchCon 2025. So I'm looking forward to getting back to this one. Gotta bring it out for sure. Gotta bring them all out. Okay, next is the Biscuit. This is in the Agnes Platts Strawberry Sampler book by Blackbird Designs. So many pretty designs in this book. I mean, just, oh, so many beautiful designs. But I started to do this one here, the Biscuit. I love the different bricks in this house, and it's actually really fun to stitch, all the little different bricks being different colors. Just such a summery vibe. I love the little Biscuit. It's just, yeah, I love it. So I'm stitching this one on 32 count red. This one gives me a big summer vibe. I always want to bring this one out in the summer. It just, I love it with the strawberries. Isn't that fabric beautiful? Ooh, that's so pretty. Yeah, so I'm just plodding along with the bricks and the mortar. I love this piece. Need to bring it out. I promised you I was going to say that after everyone, but I can't help it. Such a pretty piece. Such beautiful, beautiful colors. Fun one. Okay, this is another one, you guys. I absolutely adore this piece. And when I started getting back into cross stitch 2017, for those of you who are new here, I had been a cross stitcher when I was like 10, 11, 12. But it was just, you know, whatever kits I could get at Joann's, the little kits. And I did a couple, little kits you put in glass, and I did a few ornaments. And I decided for whatever reason in 2017 to just look, now we've got YouTube, now we've got the internet. And when I found cross stitch, I was just it reopened my world because of the patterns. And this is one of the first patterns that I started back into, and I love it. This is Lizzie Kate Halloween Rules. Absolutely adore this piece. It's so adorable. I have a little, like a shutter, an old shutter I'm going to put it on. I still love it as much as I loved it then. But here's the thing. The thing is, when I was stitching on it, I made my way close to the bottom, not the very bottom, probably, I think I'm like 2 or 3 from the bottom. And I said, you know what, let me go do some border. And when I did the border, it didn't match up to the top. So let me show you what I mean. Here it is, first of all, in all of its beautiful glory. But if you can see, the border on this side is off. And so the Halloween rules at the top is what is misaligned. So I've had to do some frogging, and I just never want to frog. You know, I just want to stitch. But I really want to finish this one. It was so fun to stitch. The colors are beautiful. I really need to get this one done this year. I'm going to put it on my list because my sister Melissa, Snow Day Stitcher, she finished it and she puts it out at Halloween, and it's beautiful. It's just so beautiful. So that's another one I really, really, really want to get back to. Okay, next one is I call it Wander. It's by 2x2 Stitch Art. I started it in the summer of 2020. I'm going to insert a picture here. And this is one I had done. I was like 3/4 of the way done. I had to frog a section and I ripped my fabric. And I had to just restart it because I do love this piece. So here is where I am now. This is on 32 count white linen 2/2. It's all DMC. It's such a pretty piece. And I love how they finished it in that picture that I just showed, like with the round mat inside of a rectangular frame. I love this one. Still think someone gave me the suggestion or agreed with my suggestion of just leaving the white fabric to show through rather than doing all white stitches like it calls for. I still think that's what I'm going to do on this one. And this is another one that's just very relaxing because you're not looking at the pattern every, 3-4 seconds and counting, and it's just like big sections. So need to get back to it. Okay, next is the Sarah Johnson sampler. I got this one from eBay. It is by American Cross Stitch, dated 1984. I was very into samplers at the time, and I wanted to get an American sampler. So this one was stitched in 1814 in Pennsylvania, which, if you think about American history, 1814 was a pretty rough time. And it says, our thanks to Verna Webster for rescuing the original Sarah Johnson sampler from her Oklahoma attic. Stitched in 1814 in Pennsylvania, the sampler traveled to Ohio with Sarah's family and then on to Oklahoma in the early 1920s. It was stretched and nailed to a wood board for framing, a common technique, which often led to deterioration. Fortunately, no extensive damage was done to Sarah's lovely legacy. And there's the picture of the original sampler. So cool, right? So cool to think of Sarah stitching this. And now we get to enjoy her beauty. So I am doing a little bit of a color conversion from it was called for DMC. And some of the colors I'm using, some of the others I'm just brightening it up a little, switching it up a little. I am stitching this on 32 count parchment by Weeks Dye Works, 2/2. And here's where I am. Isn't that pretty? It's a simple, very simple sampler. I love the dogs on it. Again, I love the use of the colors that she had, that she put into the letters. Such a fun one. I'm really excited to see how this one turns out. And I really do, I mean, they always say that these samplers that these girls did often reflected their home, things that were familiar to them. So I just think of Sarah living in that little house, running around with her 2 little dogs. It makes me happy. So yes, definitely want to get back to that one. I know, quit saying it. Next is Good Company. This is a big girl. And it's the very first piece that I bought silks for. I splurged for the silks and they are lovely. Again, this is a beautiful piece. I just have so many that I love. So I'm thinking I might try, and this is bold because I have a couple series and when I get to them, I'll let you know that I'm trying to keep up with. But I'm thinking I might try to touch all of my WIPs this year. Just like 2 to 3 days minimum of stitching on each one of them. I think that would be fun. You know, just to have them all out and stitch on them a little and make some progress, watch them grow. So this is the Scarlet House by Good Company. Isn't that beautiful? The silks are beautiful. And that lady's over there with all her animals, her dogs, her sheep, birds. This looks like heaven over there on this little patch of land she's got. It says she lives on a hill overlooking the sea with only her dogs for good company. She doesn't need less, she doesn't need more than to hear the waves crash into the shore. And I'm a huge animal lover, dogs and cats. I'd have 40 of them. I could fit them in my home. And maybe if I could have someone do the pooper scooping. I have 40 of them. But I am stitching this on 32 count buttercream by Lakeside Linens, and I started it in 2021. I don't remember what month, but I've got 2021 listed. 2/2, except for the words. The words are 2/1. And there's where I'm at. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful colors. I absolutely love the color of the sea. That beautiful, brilliant blue. So yes, I need to get back to this one. I have visions of having it on my stitchy wall up here. It makes me happy. Okay, next one is another one. Let's see. This is my bookmark series that I was telling you about. So I found these on the Soda Stitch Etsy page, and they have the print, like not all of the princesses, but most of them. Cinderella, Rapunzel, Beauty and Belle from Beauty and the Beast, Ariel, The Little Mermaid, and Snow White. And I saw these, and my whole family, they're all big readers. And I thought, how fun if I could do these princess bookmarks for the girls, for all the reading girls in my family. I thought that would be fun. So I started on this. This is 18 count white Aida. This bookmark came in a pack, I want to say there might have been like 20 of them with different colors. Let me just go ahead and show you so you can see what I'm talking about. This is Cinderella. I'll insert a picture of what she's going to look like finished here. So this is Cinderella, the first one I started with. I absolutely love her dress, so pretty. But these bookmarks that I got from Amazon, very reasonable, I think it was like maybe $12. They already come with the embroidered, like it looks like a satin stitch all around the edge. And these bookmarks fit, these patterns fit perfectly on it. So like I've got blue for Cinderella, there's a yellow for Belle. I'm just so excited to do them. And I'm so excited to give them to my family. They're just so pretty. And this is a fun one. This is 2/1. And I do, like I said, I love stitching on the white Aida. There's something very satisfying about it because you can see the holes in the fabric so well. You know, there's no doubt where your needle's going. Okay, next one. This one is a restart. I absolutely love this one. I think this gives me a spring Easter vibe like no other. This is called Bunny Hop by Country Cottage Needleworks. How cute is that? Hippity hop, hippity hop. Oh, I am here for it. And that little house, and it looks like spring grass starting off, and the carrots. Ooh, I love this one so much. This one is on 36 count vintage country mocha, and I restarted it. The first one, I think I started in like, it was early, maybe like 2018, 2017. And I've restarted it on 36 count vintage country mocha in March of 2025, 2/2. Isn't that pretty? Vintage country mocha is probably my very favorite fabric. I just absolutely love the little bit of variegation, but not crazy. Isn't that so pretty? That is Guacamole by Weeks Dye Works. It's like the perfect spring grass color. So much fun. I want to stitch on this one today. through this video, I'm gonna have to make some tough decisions about what I'm putting back in my bags and what I'm stitching on. Okay, next, I'm so close, so close. This is United We Stand by Teresa Koga. This was a PDF download. I absolutely love this. This gives me the 4th of July warm and fuzzies. I love it. I did change up the color of this girl's hair to be brown like mine. And I did change up the flosses. Like, these are such big pieces of, or big sections of color, that I thought, how fun to use a variegated floss, because then you'll see like the variegation in the dress. It's all charted in DMC in the original pattern, which is beautiful as well. But I thought I'd just have a little fun with it and throw in some fancy flosses. So this is again on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha. And I took this one to StitchCon. I did get some stitching on it, and then I saw the shiny things and was gone. And here's where it's at. So I'm so close. I'm so close. This dress, the American flag, a little bit in this flag, and then just the hem of her dress here. I'm so excited. I got big plans for this one. Like I bought this frame, and it's got like, it looks like tin, you know, like you'd see in a country kitchen, like a tin background with a wooden frame. And I'm envisioning putting this, like, you know, magneted in there, and then have like some cute little bunting, some 4th of July bunting. Oh, I want this in my house this summer. So yeah, I gotta just finish this one off. I'm so close. This is another one I gotta keep out for girls' craft night, because I can just stitch and not think. Another one I'm so close on. I saw this last year. I started this one, yeah, April of 2025. I don't know how I hadn't come across Tra-La-La before, but this popped up and I was gone to go and get it. This is Egg Hunt. That's what that translates to. Let me try. Chasse et l'oeuf. I'm trying to learn French. I don't know. That's probably completely wrong. How cute is she in that little polka dot skirt with her heels on in the garden? I am obsessed. It's so sweet. And the colors are so pretty on it. I am stitching this one on a 32 count white, 2/2. She's so cute. I love her. And I'm so close. This one will definitely get done this spring. How adorable is that? Aren't those colors so sweet? The pink and the mauve and the red. I love it. The little carrots popping out of the ground with the hearts. And that bird. I love this one so much. I was thinking about how I want to finish it, you know, for like house decor. I could make like a big pillow, but maybe I'll try to make like a flat fold, or like a, you know, on a square, like just a sitting square would be fun. Or maybe I could find like a wood, so many options. Like a wood display that I could paint. I just love her. I just think she's so sweet. So definitely got to get her done this year. Okay, next. This one will always remind me of me and Matt's trip to Tromsø in the Netherlands. We went there in, oh my gosh, what year? It was October of 2023 to see the Northern Lights. And we did see the Northern Lights. We had this beautiful little cabin with like fjords in the background and like whales. We saw, not big whales, you know, like huge blue whale, but like small whales in the channel. And we saw, it was just so relaxing. There was a wood burning stove, and we just hung out and did puzzles, and I stitched, and it was lovely. But this will always remind me of that. This is Hello Pumpkin by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I'll insert a picture here. The first night we got to Tromsø and settled in, this is what I stitched on. I love the bright colors in this one. This is an 18 count Aida over 1, two threads over 1 fabric thread. And I just love working on this one. Little itty bitty finishes, you know, a leaf, a pumpkin. And I just think it's such a colorful, beautiful piece. The colors, again, the colors are just what drug me into this. I absolutely love all of the brilliant colors. Okay, next, this was such a sweet gift from my friend Trisha. Hi, Trisha. This was a unicorn chart for me. I saw it. I can't remember who I saw posted it. It might have been Trisha. I can't remember who posted it. And I saw it and I'm like, oh, I'm going to get that pattern. I love it so much. And quickly I found out it was very hard to get this pattern. This is Things Unseen Mystery Sampler by Lizzie Kate. Isn't that adorable? I love the saying. I did a book report on Helen Keller when I was a child, so it just really touched me in the soul when I saw this one. It's just so pretty. And so she reached out to me. I said, you know, if anyone knows where it's at, and she gifted me her pattern. She gifted me her pattern with the embellishments. So kind. Thank you, Trisha. I think of you every time I bring this out. So yes, obsessed with this one. Want to stitch on it all the time. But I haven't gotten to it the end of 2025 here. With everything going on, it's just been sitting there waiting for some love. I am stitching this on 36 count Cream and Sugar by Fiber on a Whim. What a beautiful color fabric. June 2025. And I restarted this one. I had it on a fabric and then I wanted something just a little bit lighter. So I restarted on this in the lower right corner. And this is where I am. Isn't that fabric just gorgeous? It's like just enough like variegation or modeling, but not to not to overpower the piece. So much fun. I absolutely love this one. So much fun. And this is one of the ones too that I definitely, when me and Melissa went to StitchCon, I think I told the story before, so sorry if I'm repeating myself. We went to StitchCon and, you know, we're sitting there and we're stitching. And then Melissa, I can't remember who said, no, maybe it was, I think it was Danny maybe that said, do you want to try my readers? No, it was Julie who gave Melissa her readers. And Melissa tried them on and she was like, oh wow, this is so much easier. So then I tried them on and I was like, oh, wow. So we went to the Cracker Barrel for breakfast the next morning and we bought readers. And I was like, we have reached that stage and I am totally cool with it because it opened up the view of the 36 count fabric. It was quite lovely. Thank you so much, ladies, for telling us we're old and helping us see better. Next is Mary Clayton. This is another sampler I was really, really drawn to. There's a whole big history in this book. If you buy this pattern by Hands Across the Sea, they think because of the cross at the top of the structure that maybe she was in an orphanage. And she was showing a picture of the orphanage she was in. Love the house, love the colors. Oh, this is a beauty. Let's see. I am stitching this one on 32 count Cappuccino by Fiber on a Whim. 2/2. Let me show you where I'm at. Again, this is another one that's fun stitching. I just, you know, have so many. And there's where I'm at. So sweet. She really did a good job with this pattern. I love her use of color. I love her interpretation of things. It gives me warm fuzzies when I think about this little girl stitching this and not realizing the impact she would have 100 years, 200 years in the future. When was this? This was does it say what year? I have to get into the booklet, but you know what I mean, right? I think it was in the 1800s. That she would be having an impact on someone's life in 2025. It's wild to think about. That our stitching, our beautiful art, can live on like that and have that kind of an impact. It's really cool. Okay, Plum Street Samplers, this is the day. Obsessed with this. You know, I love the houses. I love the chubby bird, the flying goat, the pinks and reds. Those are just my jam. I love this pattern so much. So this was another one that I restarted. I wasn't super cracked up. I don't remember what the first fabric I used, but I went to my old standby, which is 36 count Vintage Country Mocha. Restarted in the lower right-hand corner, and this is where I am. So pretty. Gosh, I love the combination of colors in these bricks. It reminds me very much of the bee skep. It's just so pretty. So much fun to stitch. See it come alive with the color. I love it. Okay, next is the Rabbit and the Rose. This was a purchase last year. I started it in March of 2025. This is by Brenda Gervais. It reminds me of those chocolate bunnies that my grandparents used to get us. You know, the solid chocolate, well, he's a hollow chocolate bunny with the yellow eyes. That's what this reminded me of, is a chocolate bunny in a basket. I think it's so pretty. I think the flowers are so pretty. And I made some good progress on this one last year. I am stitching it on 32 count cream, 2/2. So there's my chocolate bunny in a basket. So cute. So, so cute. So I got the basket done, the ribbon, the bunny. I'll definitely get this one out again in the spring. This is a super sweet pattern. So, so sweet. All the spring Eastery vibes on that one. Okay, this was a new start last year. I downloaded this PDF from Cherry Hill Stitchery. This is called Hot Cocoa is Calling. How sweet is that? So I have a little hot cocoa bar that I set up in my kitchen in the winter, and I thought, how perfect would this be? And I could like hang it on the wall behind it. Snow is falling, hot cocoa is calling. So sweet. So I am stitching this one on 32 count Heartland, 2/2. I started it, what did I just say? I started it December. I don't know if it was exactly December 1st, but I have December 1st written down, and this is where I got to. So I'm really close on this one. This is when I gotta get a finish on. Isn't that so sweet? That snowman. Love how she used her colors. I love how she like highlighted the letters, you know, with the white. It's really pretty. And I like how the snowflakes are turning out on this fabric. I can see them. Sometimes I pick too light of a fabric and you lose the little details like the snowflakes. Okay, this is another new start. So I talked my poor sister Melissa into another start, which I do to her all the time. I really got into ornaments in December. I finished 3 ornaments, 3 tiny ornaments in December. And I don't know, I think it was just I was looking at the tree and I had some cross stitch ornaments already, but I wanted more. So I just went on a tirade. And I said to Melissa, we spend every New Year's Eve, me and Matt spend every New Year's Eve with my sister Melissa and her husband and their kids and my mom and my stepdad Ken, and we bring in the new year together. And it's always such a fun night. But I said, let's start an ornament, one ornament every New Year's Eve, and then we can stitch on it through the whole year and put a little charm that says what New Year's Eve, what the year of New Year's Eve it was when we started it. So this year we both started this Santa up here from Santas and Snowmen by the Prairie Schooler. Isn't he adorable? So cute. Love it. So I am going to work my way. I cut her out 8 pieces of fabric and I have 8 pieces of fabric, so I'm going to continue to work my way through them. But we are going to keep that tradition that every New Year's Eve we start an ornament together. I left this guy in the hoop because he's super tiny. In full disclosure, me and Melissa both decided to change out the red. The Prairie Schooler red is much more cranberry than this picture shows. Like, to me, this looks like a bright red Santa, but the actual thread itself was more like a cranberry wine color maybe. So I swapped it out. If you're interested, I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's like 326 maybe DMC. If you're interested, let me know and I'll tell you what I swapped it out. There he is. This is on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha. 2/2, started on New Year's Eve 2025. Isn't he sweet? I love it. I just really got into the ornaments. I have visions of ornament trees everywhere. Okay, next, this is a big one. And I've explained this before, but for those of you who are new here, I saw this come out at Market. This is Teresa Kogut, Faith, Hope, Peace, and Love. So pretty. I thought it was very pretty. I really did. But my friend Lisa Smith, the Kindred Stitcher, did it in a different color palette on a different piece of fabric, and it blew my hair back. I saw it and just had to have it. And it was around the time frame, so let's see, I started this in June 2025. So my grandmother passed in May of 2025. And this part up here reminds me of my grandma and grandpa. I just absolutely love that. So I decided to make this a tribute piece to my grandparents. And I'm going to take out some of this alphabet here and put, you know, something to, you know, in tribute of them. Their names, their birthdays. Yeah. So Lisa, in all of her amazingness, put this on 30, mine is on 36 count. I can't remember what count hers was. But this is Eucalyptus by Fox and Rabbit, 2/2. So pretty. Now, she did share on her Instagram her color conversion, if you're interested in doing this one. And I changed out a couple of them. I didn't have a couple Roxy flosses, and there might have been one more. I think it was a Silks for You. So I just swapped it out with, you know, stuff I had in my stash. And this is where I am. It's such a pretty piece. To me, this fabric with those pinks just did it for me. Wow, I love it so much. So yeah, this is a big one. This is a tribute piece. This will take me a while. Big. Oops. Hang on a sec. Let me take I've got my needle minder in the wrong spot. Big. For me, that's massive. Some of you ladies and gentlemen out there are crushing it with bigger pieces than me, but this is like, woo, for me. So I'm excited to work on this one, continue to watch it grow. I know this one will be, you know, over many years, and I think about my grandparents when I stitch on it. Okay, next is My Home in the Garden, and this one is by Hello from Liz Matthews. Love this one so much, so pretty. I did restart this. I'm trying to remember what my original one that I started it on. I can't remember. But anyway, I decided to restart it because the fabric I used, I think it was like a smoky white maybe. And again, what I love so much about this pattern is the colors. I just wanted to see every bit of vibrance of all these beautiful pastel-y colors. So I decided to just start it on a 32 count white and just let all the colors do the beauty work. And I restarted in the lower right corner. This is a stitch along with my friend Janet. I haven't stitched on it in a long time, but here is where I'm at. Aren't those colors so pretty? And I should say, this started as a stitch along with my friend Betsy and my friend Nikki. They finished it. I was woefully behind. Then I got the idea I'm going to completely restart it. And then Janet saw I was stitching it and was like, I have that too. So yeah, it's so pretty. So pretty. Doing these flowers and the grass at the bottom was really fun. It's really fun because it's just like a repetitive pattern. So I'm enjoying it. Okay, next, where am I? Next is Penny Pumpkin. This one, for shame on me. I started this one, I don't have the date. I think I started this like 2 or 3 years ago. Love the pattern. My friend Michelle finished it so beautifully with these little black pom-pom trim and a pillow. So pretty. And I stitched it, I got it, and I stitched it. And the only thing that's been holding me up on finishing it is the little 1/1 doodads. I don't know why. 1/1 is not my fave. And for some reason, yeah, I just need to finish it. This is by the Scarlet House. It's such a pretty pattern. I'm stitching mine on 32 count Ren. And you're going to see how close I am. So this is a no excuses. Melanie needs to finish this year. And here's where I'm at. I'm literally just down to some doodads, and some of them are over 1. And I'm like, ah! So yeah, I think what it is just going to take some concentration. And my new readers. That will definitely help. So this is such a pretty piece. I love the penny border and the white pumpkin. Just so classic looking. Love it, love it. Okay, guys, we're making progress. We're making progress. We're getting there. The next one is Peppermint Polar Bear. I saw my friend Anita start this from Shine Sparkle Stitch and had to have it. Went off and bought it in the middle of watching their Flosstube. Isn't he adorable? Oh, I love him so much. A quick and easy pillow ornament. So I'm into the ornaments. This is on 32 count Smoky Pearl, which is the called for fabric, 2/2. I started in the lower right. So cute, so much fun. I love his little sweater. And I love this candy cane border. It's really, really sweet. And it's actually really fun to stitch. So I need to get back to this one. This will definitely be an ornament on my tree. Love it, love it. Okay, stitching and quilt. This one is a stitch along with my friend Amanda, All the Stitcher. And she started the Halloween one. I started this one called Stitching and Quilt. This is by, ooh, I'm going to butcher this, Curie Batacuri, Italian, I believe. And here it is. Isn't that adorable? The pinks, the sweet little house, the bobbins, the hearts, that little girl. Oh, I love this so much. Gotta get back to it. So I am stitching mine on 32 count American Chestnut. I don't know why. It's like, it just smells so good. If you have American Chestnut and you're a sniffer, let me know. And here's where I got to. Isn't she cute? On her tip toes. I love it so much. It's such a fun piece. Definitely want to get this done. I envision that one here behind me somewhere. It's just so cute. Perfect for a craft room, to hang up in a craft room. Okay, next. Dimensions, A Kiss for Snowman. This one I've restarted. I started on the original kit fabric, which was, I think, a 14 count white Aida, and I restarted it. No, it wasn't 18 count white Aida, but for some reason I didn't like what I did. So I restarted it again on a fresh piece of 18 count white Aida. What I really want to try with this one, when I was at StitchCon, people were talking about Pattern Keeper. And there's another app. It's not Pattern Keeper. It's one you can get on an iPhone. I don't remember the name of it. I haven't looked at it since June. But I downloaded that app. And this is one I want to try and like scan in the pattern and use that, because for me, Dimensions paper patterns, I love a paper pattern, but Dimensions paper patterns can get a little busy, right? There's lots of confetti. That's what makes these beautiful, you know, beautiful scenes. So I thought this would be a good one because it's not a huge piece to try. Just haven't done it yet. So I'm stitching this for my mom. Let's see. I've got this restarted in June of 2020. Or no, maybe that was the original, June of 2020. I don't have the restart date in. And this is where I am. This is 2/1, A Kiss for Snowman by Dimensions. And I mean, you see what I mean? Look at that tree. It's so realistic looking. It's so pretty. But to me, it can just get a little bit squirrely when it's, you know, it's nighttime and maybe my reader's off. Just sitting there watching a show, like a Hallmark show, and, you know, trying to remember where I just left off on the pattern. So I'm going to give that a try. I think that'll help me make some progress on this one. Okay, next. This is a labor of love. I'm not going to give up on this piece. I was gung-ho when it first started. It was a 2021 stitch along by Modern Folk Embroidery, The Fruit of Plenty. Of course, I decided to do the very intensive version, which is basically it's more stitching and less fabric space. There was an inversion of that where you could do more fabric space and less stitching. I just think this is so beautiful. And what I decided to do with mine was turn it into a family dedication sampler. So this is, first of all, let me tell you, excuse me, 32 count light sand with DMC 3031 and 3064. And what I decided to do is, as I'm stitching this massive piece, whatever family member's on my mind, whatever's going on, you know, at the time, that I would just, let me take a sip of tea here, sorry. Got a frog in my throat. I would put their initials on this piece. I just hold this one up. And here's where I am. Isn't that just stunning? It's so beautiful. It is so stunning and beautiful. In the first block here, I was thinking my grandparents at the time, so I put F and L for Fred and Lolly. In the second section here, down by the birds, my mom had just had a hip replacement and I was staying at her house to help her out, and so I put her initial D for Debbie. And then this last piece here, my sweet niece Magnolia had to go to the hospital and get an IV, she went to urgent, to the ER, and so I put M and M for Megan and Magnolia. Isn't that pretty? I love that piece. That will definitely hang in my house someday and have every family member's initials. I'm going to pause real quick so I can call. Okay, I'm back. I didn't want to do that in your ear and be really loud. The next one is Long Dog Samplers, the token. I love this piece. I saw Shiloh stitch this from Cross Stitch MD, and she stitched it on a cream colored fabric using DMC 814, and I copied that exact thing. It was so beautiful. This is another one. I do like a monochromatic sampler. It's fun because you can just go and go and go and not change the colors. There's just so many, you know, like I love the bright colored ones with all the use of colors, but then it's fun too to just stitch in one color and like the way it looks. I like it all. Let's just face it. So this is another one I am going to turn into a dedication sampler. This one is going to be the initials of my 6 nieces and 1 nephew. This is a token of love. So I am stitching this on a 32 count ivory fabric, 2/2, using DMC 814. And the plan is there's 7 of them. So I'll put 4 initials up here and 3 down here. And it'll just be a complete Auntie loves her nieces and nephews face. It's beautiful. It's so pretty. See, when I look at them and I touch them and it makes me want to stitch on them. This is a good thing. Okay, next was a new start for me at StitchCon. On the way down to StitchCon, me and Melissa stopped at the Craft Gallery because that's another wonderful store in Ohio. You guys have so many good stores in Ohio. This is by Country Cottage Needleworks in the Meadow. And what I loved was the display at the Craft Gallery was on what looked like to me vintage country mocha. So immediately I loved it. Rather than the green fabric, I love the green fabric too, but the vintage country mocha for me took it over the top. So I came home and I started it on 36 count vintage country mocha, 2/2. And here's where I am. Isn't that cute? So I love how the snowflakes pop on that. Oh, he's adorable. Of course I had to do the snowman first. And I don't have very much more to go. I've got like almost 1/2 of it done. Such a cute, cute piece. I love this one. So cheerful. Okay, guys, we're almost done. I've got a couple more and then we'll be done. Next is For the Love of Nature. This is by Teresa Koget. I love this piece because of all the animals. The deer and the squirrel nose to nose, the raccoon, the fox, the bunny, the butterfly. I just love it so much. So I had started this one, wasn't thrilled with the fabric. And the fabric I had chose, I can't remember what kind, what color, but it was drowning out this border, which is in a caramel color. It's, let's see, what's the name of that? Classic Colorworks Caramel is what the border is in, and it was drowning that out, so I couldn't really see it. So I restarted on a beautiful fabric by number 12 Stitch Co. Nicola. This is 32 count spice, 2/2, and I got some good progress on this one this year. I got that house almost completely finished, and there's a lot of stitches in that house. Isn't that pretty? I love it. I love the little animals. That is such a unique border with the swirls and the leaves. I really wanted to see that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to chugging away on that one too. And this fabric is just so gorgeous. Gorgeous, Nicola. Okay, next is Flea Market Flowers by Lori Holt. Absolutely. Ooh, I got the pattern. I've got the warning sticker. Let me take it out. In the way. I absolutely love this pattern. Again, all of the bright colors, the flowers. Oh, I want to have this in like an aqua teal frame. Just happy, happy, happy looking. And I am stitching mine on 32 count white. I started in the summer of 2021. 2/2, and I did get some stitching done on this one recently. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it so much. See, I look at them and I'm like, oh, I want to stitch on it. So pretty. So that's another one I want to get back to. Now I'm going to pause. For you, it'll be just a moment. I left the 2 that I'm working on out at my stitchy chair. Hey, so I'm back. Last 2. Thank you for sticking with me and listening to me babble about all of my stitchy passion. I love connecting with people on Flosstube for that reason, because you guys get it when I'm talking about the stuff and how much I love it. So I decided to start a monthly series. I discovered by following Country Cottage Needleworks on their Instagram page, their mini village series, which I thought was super cute. But what took it over the top for me is they showed it displayed on like a wood display background with rooftops by Paisley and Polka Dots, I think. I'll insert a picture here. And when I saw that, I just knew I had to do this series. So I bought the wood background. It comes unassembled and it needs to be painted, but they give you good directions on how to do that. And I started with February. I'm doing these on 32 count light mocha. I started this one on the 2nd of January. It's got some hoop marks, so sorry about that. And 2/2, there it is. Isn't that sweet? Here's the actual pattern. I think it's so cute. I absolutely love it. So I'm really looking forward to getting that series done and then, you know, swapping them out each month. I think that's so appealing to me, like having a little, you know, for the month. I've done some of the Country Cottage Needleworks house series. I want to finish that. I've done some of the Lizzie Kate Flip It stamps. I want to finish that. But I like the idea of, you know, swapping out the months. I think that's fun. Okay, and last WIP. This was gifted to me by my sweet friend, Nikki Noodle. Hi, Nikki. The 2023 Collector's Heart. And my sweet friend, you've sent me down a rabbit hole, and I have purchased more of these Collector's Hearts now that I know that they exist, and they're so beautiful. I'm a Valentine's lover. Absolutely love Valentine's now, and especially because I got engaged on Valentine's. So this is the 2023 Collector's Heart. I love it. It's so pretty. So, so pretty. So she gave me the linen and the thread, 32 count Heartland by Picture This Plus. And the thread is leather bound by Cottage Garden Threads. And I was just working on it last night. Here's where I got to. Isn't that variegation in the thread so pretty? I love it. Thank you, Nikki. I think of you when I stitch on this. And so I went back dangerously and started looking at all the other Collector's Hearts and another series I want to do. I just need to live to be 500 years old. No problems there. So thank you so much for spending time with me. I really appreciate it. Like I said, there's a kinship in this community, and you know, just knowing that when you're talking about your passion and your love of a fabric or a color or a designer, that you guys get it, and I feel so grateful to be able to share that with you. So that's it for today. I will be back with a regular Flosstube in a couple of weeks, and I'll do another giveaway and the happy card. I got a whole new deck of happy cards that I'm going to start using because we finished up the old deck. So I will see you guys then, and until then, I hope you have a very happy new year. Bye.